I see the cartoonists have a good message and a very powerful tool. I'm Yazeed al Harthi. I'm a Saudi cartoonist, and I'm a pharmacist as well, and I work in advertisement. So basically I have three professions at the same time, same day. Advertisement, creative in the morning, cartoonist after works, at night as a pharmacist. Drawing starting with me when I was a kid. My father used to come from the work. He used to bring the newspapers, 3 or 4 newspapers. And then I started to jump and take the newspaper after he's finished and cut the cartoon section. And then I started to imitate these cartoonists, trying to draw like them, trying to see how they take the angle, how they draw the eyes, the nose, the mouth, how they write the comments. And then after that, I tried to improve myself by drawing my colleagues in the schools, my brother and sisters. And after that, I get more passionate when we used to travel to Europe during summer. And then I said to myself, I have to be a cartoonist in the future. You know, some people when they were kids, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a policeman. Myself, I decided to be a daily cartoonist in a newspaper. 1995, when I joined pharmacy school, at this time in Saudi Arabia, there was an art school to teach you how to draw. So I chose the pharmacy field, and it was a self-learning actually for me. And it was difficult because at this time there was no YouTube channels to follow artists or to see how they draw. And then after I graduated, I joined the hospital, an inpatient pharmacy. And at this time, I was drawing daily cartoons with the newspaper. So in the morning, I used to be a pharmacist. At night, I went to the newspaper and I started drawing my daily cartoon. I see the cartoonists have a good message and a very powerful tool. So I started to apply to the Saudi newspapers in Riyadh. And really, I had a rough and difficult time to be a cartoonist because they want someone who's expert, who have a career in cartoon. But I was lucky because there was a new newspaper called Al Watan, and they were starting and they were looking for cartoonists. So I applied to them, and luckily they accepted me. When I applied to Al Watan newspaper, my signature was very big. My family name, my father name, and my first name. And the chief editor said to me, Yazeed, you don't have to put all these informations. People will recognize you even if you put a simple signature. So I created my logo, which is Yazeed in a creative way. And people, after years, of course, they recognized me about my signature, not about my face. Because when you are an artist and you publish in newspaper, they don't recognize you with your face, not like the actors or anybody else. But the signature get famous. So actually, when I start building my home, I thought that I should have a place which is isolated from the home, because when you have kids or you have family, you want to be in a place that there is no distraction. So I like movies, I like to draw, I like to cook. So I put all of these things in this place just to give me the good mood and the good atmosphere to publish my work and to draw. In 2002, at this time it was difficult to draw a minister, a Saudi minister, because the editor-chief is going to be angry. No, Yazeed, be careful, he's a minister like that. So I draw Dr. Ghazi al-Qusaybi. He was a minister of water, and he was Minister of Electricity at the same time, and a labor, Ministry of Labor. So he was old, and I imagine myself how he can handle all these three ministers. So I draw him like trying to get heavy weights, and he's barely taking it and holding it. So next day, the editor-in-chief, he called me, and he says, Yazeed, open your email. And then I said, he will gonna fire me for this cartoon, because they published it in the newspaper. And then I was surprised that the minister sent me a thankful letter, and he invited me to the ministry to give him the original cartoon. So I went to his office, and he was, doing his daily work, and I was a kid at this time with a newspaper photographer. And he says, what do you have, my son? I said, I'm the cartoonist that you sent me and you invite me. He said, oh, welcome. And then I gave him the cartoon, and we took a picture together, and he signed a book for me, and he gave it to me as a gift. Being cartoonist in Saudi Arabia, it's a good and fun job. Nowadays, the situation is changed for better. In the old days, we were having many red lines. We cannot cross it. So nowadays, no, we have a freedom to draw any cartoons that we want. I think me and the new generation, they have an opportunity to publish their work, to show the world their art.